Do you worry that your business is too dependent on you? In this video, I'm going to talk about how business owners can lighten the load and get away from the daily grind of working inside their business. For the best information, advice, and tips on building and leading your high-performance team, subscribe to this channel and make sure you hit the bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. My name is Sadaf Sheikh, and I have helped dozens of leaders create succession plans to remove themselves from the day-to-day operations of the business and build a pipeline of future leaders to take over for them. Okay, let's get started. First, let's talk about whether a succession plan is in fact the right thing for you to do in your business right this second. There are a number of reasons why business owners spend the time to create a succession plan, and in my experience, there are three key reasons. Number one is to have an exit plan in place in case they want to sell the business. Number two is to leave a legacy behind in case they want to leave the business to a family member, like children, for example. And number three is to have a contingency plan in place in case the business owner is ever unable to work inside the business for whatever reason related to health or injury or anything of that sort. Now, there may be other reasons, but those are, in my experience, some of the most common ones that I see. So comment below and tell me, what is your reason for wanting to build and create a succession plan? Is it one of the three I just mentioned, or is it something new entirely altogether? Let's get a conversation started, because I'm sure if you have reasons that are other than those that I just mentioned, other people may want to learn from those and see that maybe it might trigger something for others to think about whether they should be creating a succession plan for that reason as well. Okay, so how do you create a succession plan? Where do you even start? There are three steps that I'm going to take you through today. Step number one is to assess all the employees in your company. And you're going to assess them on three key criteria. Number one, aspiration. Number two, engagement. And number three, aptitude. And I'm going to go through each of these one by one. Okay, so aspiration is whether or not your employee has the will and desire to take over your job of leading the company. Everyone needs to have an aspiration to get to that next level, and in this case, it could be potentially 2 or 3 levels to take over a business. Engagement is to what extent the employee is entrenched in your culture. Are they enthusiastic about the company's products and services? And are they an ambassador for the company? These are important questions to ask if you want to consider someone to take over your role as a business owner. Finally, aptitude is whether or not they are able to take over the top job. A person can have the aspiration and the engagement levels to be the next owner of your business, but they may not have the aptitude to ever do the job well. All right, so moving on to step 2 of creating your succession plan. Now that you've rated all of your employees on those 3 criteria, engagement, aspiration, and aptitude, you'll now need to assess what exactly they need to do to develop themselves to get that, to be able to take over that top job. Do they need to learn more about a certain aspect of the business? Or do they need to learn how to acquire customers? Or do they need to manage service delivery or customer service? Whatever it is that they need to develop on, and it could be multiple things, document it into a development plan and think about how long it's going to take them to actually learn each of those skills that you've documented. That length of time that you're going to think about is what we're going to use in step 3 to actually round out your succession plan. Before we jump into step 3, there is something I want to mention. Doing development plans for your high potential employees has the added benefit of actually showing them that you care about them and their development, and that they have a place in your organization in the future. It does wonders for employee retention. Okay, you're almost there. Moving on to step 3. Step 3 is once you have their development plans documented and you know all the things that they need to work towards, think about how long it's going to take them to learn all of those things and be ready to claim that top spot. You can slot each person into a time frame, and I like to put them into a table that looks something like this. From here, you can slot in people who you think are ready now, ready in 1 to 2 years, ready in 3 to 5 years, or ready in 5+ years. When you add the names of the employees like this, it gives you a really great snapshot of where your employees fall on the development scale. For example, if you have all of these employees in the 5+ year bucket and your plan is to hand over your business in 2 years, then you have some decisions to make. Either you can push your timeline out for when you want to actually retire from the business, or you have to consider hiring somebody externally to replace or to fill in your shoes earlier. I'm not a fan of hiring people externally, to be honest with you, because it just takes really long for that new person to acclimate to your culture. And when you're looking at giving the business to somebody else, that's something that you really have to take into consideration. However, if that is what you need to do to meet your timeline and there's no way that you're going to be able to change your timeline, then that's what you have to do. There's one more thing I wanted to mention. If you have no employees that you can slot on your succession plan, meaning that there's nobody even in a 5-year horizon who could even possibly take over your role, then you need to start thinking about that criteria when you're hiring your next few positions. Think about when you're hiring, building in some questions around how to actually find out if they have the aspiration, will they be able to demonstrate some engagement, and will they have the aptitude to take over and succeed you in your business? And that's it. That's your 3-step process to create a succession plan for your business. Now, this process that I described is a relatively condensed version of the full succession planning process I teach in my signature program, High Performance Culture Academy. And in that program, I go through a whole bunch of processes that you can put into place to maximize the potential and performance of your people. And it's especially for senior leaders or business owners to take their businesses to the next level. If you're interested on hearing more about it, the link is in the description box below. Let's hop on a call and see if it's the right fit for you. I will mention this. From my experience, succession planning is very easy to push off and procrastinate on. The only way I know to ensure that you actually have the time to do a succession plan is to put it as part of your business priorities. I have a really handy guide, a goal-setting guide that you can download and then ensure that you actually put succession planning as part of one of your top 3 goals. You can download the guide using the link in the description box below. And if you like this video and you found value in it, of course, please hit the like button and the subscribe button below so that you can be notified when I do post another video just like this. Of course, if you're looking for other videos on how to build your high performance culture, I recommend these 2 videos to take a look at. And let me know in the comment section below, what are your biggest challenges and hurdles to building your high performance team? I want to hear from you and build content around what you're struggling with today. All right, my friends, that's it for today. Be sure to come back next week, same day, same time for more. Bye.